got the little nub out of this brush, and it looks basically just like it was a soldered piece of that braided conductor, this shunt they call it. So I think I'm gonna try to wedge it in there with a brass nail, large enough brass nail, after I put some solder on the end of this guy. We'll use something a little bit more conductive. This is 12 AWG solid copper, just out of some house wiring. And what we'll do as well is pack it. We'll do as well as pack it with some stranded. I've just got some junk hookup wire laying around, and we'll fill that with super glue. Yeah, whatever, can't hurt. Okay, let's get her in there. Got a little heat sink and something to prop her up. I'm not going to put much solder on, just a touch. Let's get this fellow powered up. All right, so what we have is a staking material to get in there. So just that piece of wire, just a chunk of it. It's pretty tight in there, and I think it might be good enough with this and that together that I can at least do a physical test before going and gluing it. If it works, I'm probably not going to bother with any glue or epoxy. Mostly because I don't know the thermal characteristics of this thing when it's running. I have a suspicion that it burned up or it got too hot, and that was the issue in the first place. And I'd rather not find out by seeing cyanoacrylate burning. Resin wouldn't be as likely to, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's put just a touch of solder on the end of this guy. Well, let's 10. All right, that's a good sign. Let's get you hot. Let's get you hot, baby. Come on. I really am not a fan of this particular tip, but it is what I've got. It's what we're going to use. Some of it is sticking in there. A little bit of it is migrating into the wire. Ah, there we go. There we go. Honestly, this is probably the fault of all of the gunk on it. And it's copper and wicking away the heat very fast. All right, maximum effort. Well, I have knocked that up to as high as I can get it. My weller goes to 850, and it's not doing anything. So it must just be heat sinking off too fast, not just from this, but I mean, this is pretty warm, but it must be going down here into the coil and dissipating. It's already cool to the touch, and I just tried for a solid 5 minutes. So next is we just shove that sucker in there and try to complete the staking process once it's in. I think I'm going to trim off the very tip because it is a little bit thicker than the rest. There we go. There's probably somebody out there going, no! Let's see what we can do here. Oh, actually, let's test our continuity too while we're thinking about it and see if it's going to be horrible or acceptable. So this guy should be good. All right, good. All right, I'm going to get just a bit of emery. See, I'm not getting much continuity here. This is almost like a magnet wire, so it's got a varnish or something on it. I'm going to sand this right here just a touch and get it cleaned up so that I get better connection when I stake that in. All right, we'll touch up with sandpaper, and we've got shininess now. Check continuity there, yeah. And continuity on the bits where we are going to be staking it, so that's a good sign. Okay, here goes. Now let's get this guy in there first. See if you can see that. That nice pair of hemostats, I should use those. But probably not. Let's power through. All right. All right. All right, so the important part's done. I don't want to use my nice edge cutters. Nice, he said, with quotation fingers. We'll use a nice pair of wire cutters instead. Okay, now let's see if it'll fit in a little track. I mean, it should. It would be dumb to build this not to match. Get over the little, there's a little post I was noticing that when I pulled this out, it was behind it instead of in front of it. You can see there. Okay. So now when we put the brush holder in, I say brush holder, it is not much of a brush holder. We're past the post. Awesome. And these are specific to the side or not specific to the side. I do not like that. It really does not want to lay down. Let's make it lay down a little better. wondering about engineered obsolescence on this thing, or if it was always just a little bit tight, and that's the reason why this broke in the first place. Although, I mean, to be fair, this thing is 20-something years old. Okay. I do not like that clearance. Yeah. We're just a tad short, and that's why it's tight, I think. Lay down. Get out of the way. And then stay out of the way. Well, we'll put you back together. Okay. All right, locked in. And it looks clear. It looks about the way it did when I first took it apart. Awesome. I'm going to put it back together and we'll do a smoke test. Back together. I think I'm going to test it outside first. We'll see how we do.